That's how man are feeling right now. Deflated. Yes, guys, it's yours and truly Lazer LFC. Liverpool have bombed out of the Champions League to Real Madrid. 0-0 on the night, 3-1 on aggregate. Well, the damage was done in the first leg. That was obvious. We left ourselves a mountain to climb. It was going to be a tall order to get through. You know, it wasn't impossible. All we needed is 2 goals. But if our boys could find their shooting boots, we might be talking about a different story right now. You know, but it just wasn't meant to be. Now, Salah had a wonderful chance in the opening stages of the game in the first half. You know, a chance that normally he would convert. He should have converted it, because I knew chances were going to be few and far between. And to be honest with you, we had way more chances than I even envisaged we were going to have anyway in that first half. You know, that was one of our best performances at Anfield, considering we had no fans there in a long time from us, man, because we all know the story. We've been terrible at Anfield this season. We struggled to break teams down, struggled to create chances. You know, but we had chances, man. We had a lot of chances. I thought that Manu had a better game tonight, you know, compared to his previous outings. It was making things happen in the first half. You know, down that left-hand side, him and Robbo were working the Real Madrid defence. You know, I felt like Manu was back to his energetic self. Not the full manner that we know he can be, but he was working. He was doing a good job. You know what I mean? Firmino, for me, he's lost that spark and that drive, you know, that pressing that was there from, you know, previous years was non-existent tonight. You know, yes, he was trying to make things happen, but it wasn't enough, man. You know, there was a chance where it was in the first half. I can't remember who it was, but he could have put through someone through in on goal. All he had to do is slide them in with a perfect pass, a nice weighted ball. But it's like he never put no power on it, and it didn't reach the intended target. I think it may have been Salah on the right-hand side. He was through the middle. I was like, come on, just slide him in. You could just see the picture happening, and he never managed to get the pass right. It was like he got his brain mixed up with his feet. You know, and Firmino, why, like, I don't know, man, if his days are over as a centre-forward for Liverpool FC, man, because he's not doing the job, the required job as a goal scorer needs to do. You know, a centre-forward is supposed to put the balls in the back of the net, and for the last 18 months, Firmino hasn't done the job. But I felt like Real Madrid defended so well. You know, Militao, some of their players, yeah, they put in a real good shift. Like, at one stage, I looked at the game and I thought, rah, like, Real Madrid, like, this ain't the Real Madrid we once knew. But to be honest with you, they've got a lot of injured players out. They didn't need to force the issue, guys. You know, I've stated this previously. They already had a 2-goal buffer. You know, 1 goal for them, and it was more or less curtains for us. Do you know what I mean? They didn't need to force the issue. They just needed to just sit back and wait for their opportunity. But we did attack them well in the first half, and I felt like if that goal never came, I always said this, if we didn't score in the first half, for me, we're just going to leave ourselves more of a mountain to climb. Yes, I never gave up and I kept the faith, because all it takes is 2 goals. Anything happens in football. You know, it only takes a second to score a goal. You know, we could get a goal on, like, what, the 80th minute or something, and we can get a penalty. So for me, I always wanted to remain positive, but the longer the game went on, I thought, here we go. We're not going to get nothing from it, and it's sad, man, because we're bombed out of the Champions League. The damage was done in the first half. That first half of the first leg, I should say, was horrendous. That's where the damage was done, guys. I'm not going to really blame the players tonight. Yes, a few players didn't play to the level required. Yeah, the standard required, I should say. But the damage was already done. You know, they gave it their all. They did what they could have done. And like we all know, if the Anfield support was there, we had our fan base there in the crowd. You know, the cologne it would have been in, the noise, the atmosphere, it would have been amazing. That was worthy of a tie where the fan base should have been there, the home support, and we were robbed of that. You know, no fault of our own, you know, pandemic, it just is what it is. We just have to just go again for next season. For me, the big thing is now Liverpool need to make sure they get 4th place in the league, because we cannot afford, yeah, to finish outside of the top 4, you know, and qualify for, like, what is it, this Europa Conference League. That's going to hinder us for the following campaign. But yeah, man, back on the game. We now was a little bit better today because I've been his critic of late. It was a bit better. I felt bringing in Milner was the right thing to do. I always stated this, for leadership. He's giving the captaincy because he is our vice captain. He gave a good account himself. The only problem for me is when Real Madrid had their transitions and it looked like they were breaking, he struggled to track back, which we know because he hasn't got that energetic, body, and he hasn't got the legs to be going back, tracking back and chasing players down like he once had. It's not him anymore. Do you know what I mean? If you notice when he does it, he gives away fouls, cynical fouls. So I rate him for trying, man. I rate his effort. His work ethic was good as well. Phillips didn't do nothing wrong. He had an amazing game, especially in the air. Every ball that Real Madrid was trying to float over, he won all his aerial duels, all his aerial battles, getting his head to it. You can tell he loves heading the ball. Man must have been doing that when he was a baby in his mum's womb, because man loves heading the ball. Boom! You know what I mean? Kabak was all right as well. I don't think our boys did anything wrong at the back line. Do you know what I'm saying? Trent had a good game, much better than previous games. You know what I mean? I think there was a time when, was it Vinicius? Tried to dubs him up and near the byline, and it looked like he was through. It may have been Vinicius. I can't remember who it exactly was, but he redeemed himself well, Trent, and he just got the ball and he managed to keep it in from going out for a corner. I thought, well played, Trent, man. Do you know what I mean? He done his job good tonight there, man. He was trying to get balls in, whipping balls in. Only the thing for me, I should say, was when it was late towards the end of the game, around about the last 10 minutes or so, he was forcing a lot of the balls. We were getting desperate then, searching for a goal. But I found that when he brought on Jota, Klopp, and he made the changes in the second half, we became disjointed and our shape just kind of changed then, and you could just see Real Madrid were comfortable. It was like a blanket, a white blanket, and they just sat back. They done their homework. They knew that we struggled to break teams down from our Premier League games, and it was just hard. It was just here we go again. It was just kind of like watching the last couple of months we was on that bad run of trying to break teams down, and I just thought, where's this goal going to come from? I just thought it's going to either be a tug in the box where Salah will and one of our players go down, we get a penalty and get a break that way. We just left ourselves a mountain to climb. The goal should have came in the first half. Milner had a wonderful chance, but it was an excellent save by Quarter. He had a very good game for Real Madrid. He was good in goal, and I think Wijnaldum had a chance where he should have done better. He should have done a lot better. And there was another one Salah had, but he couldn't quite get the ball from out of his feet, under his feet. And it went over the crossbar. But it just wasn't meant to be. It was just one of the things, no fairy tale. And it's a shame. We would have had Chelsea in the semi-finals. We would have given ourselves a chance to get to the final. Instant bow. Once again, 16 years later. It's just not meant to be. And it looks likely we might have an English team in the final. Because what I seen today, Real Madrid were decent. They were a good team, especially in the first half. And a lot of it was down to our, mistakes and errors, right? But if Man City were to play Real Madrid at this current moment, for me, Manchester City will wipe the floor with them. That's my opinion. They've already done it to them last season. I think it was in the round of 16. And that's what scares me. I don't want to see Man City win the Champions League. So I think they've got PSG now in the semis. That would be a decent game still. But we're out of it, guys. Now we're just going to concentrate on the league campaign. I'll give the boys marks out of 10 for effort. I'll give them about an 8 out of 10. I think that's fair enough for me because there was effort there, especially in the first half. I was actually surprised. I thought they gave themselves a good, it was a good account of themselves, a good, they were working hard. I seen desire in the players tonight. I seen commitment. By the time the second half, the last 15 minutes, you can see the players started to get leggy. Brought on Oxlade-Chamberlain. He didn't really offer nothing. For me, his days are numbered as a Liverpool player. There was a couple of times he tried to float balls in, and they were going into space, into row Z, for goal kicks and stuff like that. It didn't come off. But yeah, man, the boys tried, man. It didn't come off. We didn't lose the game. It was 0-0, a draw, but we lost. And aggregate. So we'll have to just go again. We've got Leeds United on the weekend in the Premier League. And we're going to have to, away from home. So I'm quite happy with that. We've been good away from home recently. And just try our hardest now to salvage the last remaining 6 games or so of the season and get ourselves in the top 4. If it's a goal difference by 1 point, I do not care. Get in that top 4. Close the book. And wipe the slate clean and go again for next season. But anyway, big up all the Liverpool supporters. It's your boy, Mr. Lazer. Until the next time, peace. I'm out.